We're covering a lot in today's video, and we're going to be really touching up on the Lions injury news. And we got a player that's going to be done for the year, and we're going to talk about that player, but there's multiple injuries for this football team. Why the concern level should be there, why there shouldn't be as much concern. We're going to get to that. Frank Ragnow update. It's better than you would expect. We'll talk about that, and I'm excited to talk about this one. Lions power rankings after the victory over the Cardinals. Where did they go, up or down? We're getting to that. Lions versus Seahawks line as it sits. Seattle coming to Detroit on Monday Night Football. Massive game. And trade for an edge. Should the Detroit Lions to do it? Some people are saying they should. So let's go ahead and jump right now into the Lions' biggest news, and that's Marcus Davenport is done for the year. Dan Campbell says, I can't say they're not going to be long-term, but I don't feel like it's something like we're worried about season ending in regards to Derrick Barnes and Alim McNeill. But a lot more tomorrow for those things, and we're able to go home and check it out. This is season ending for Marcus Davenport. And what does that mean for the Lions' edge? Well, it sucks, right? He was a starter for Detroit. He was a guy that's supposed to be a contributor upon this defensive line. They signed him in free agencies for $6.5 million, and he's done for the year. What do I think about it personally? I wasn't expecting Marcus Davenport to last that much this year. My expectations was, can he stay healthy? I had my doubts, because he's an injury-prone player and he's injured again, so that was my expectations. The Lions, in my opinion, should look to explore to acquire talent on this defensive line. For the short term, you can do like an Akwu, right? You can bring in a player, Adisa Isaac or something like that. But if you're thinking long-term and there is a trade deadline, I think the Lions should look to acquire some talent. But the Lions got a lot of injuries. We're going to get to the rest of them here. So what is your concern level for the Lions' injuries right now? 1, if you're not concerned at all. 10, if you're freaking out. Give me your thoughts. Let's get into the Frank Ragnow latest, because I think this is extremely important, and we just got an update from Dan Campbell just a little bit ago. He says, first of all, Frank is stubborn. He's a hard-headed Frank. He's tough, he's stubborn, and he wants to go, and he's always wants to go, Campbell said. But this is something that we're talking about right now, and I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do with him. A lot will be where he's going to feel in the middle of the end of the week. But he does have something in there, and he does play hard. And through some of the last week, he's the best when him and the best in the moment. Ultimately, but you know how I feel about Frank. We all do. Appreciate the heck out of him. He's tough. See, he may play. Get this. Frank Ragnow may play. He's not out for the Lions versus Seattle Seahawks. Shockingly, he is not out for that game. You say, how is that? Well, because Frank Ragnow is one tough SOB. He is. And he is dealing through the pain. Do I think he plays on Monday night? I don't think he's playing on Monday night. I don't think that's a smart idea. I would personally rest him because we got the bye week after this up-and-coming game. Rest Frank Ragnow for this game. And I'm not too concerned about it for one game, right? I think if they rest him on Monday, he could probably play the Dallas game, right? You'd have 2 weeks. It's partially torn. He is Frank the Beast. So, in my opinion, if it is a situation where he misses one game, okay, I'm not too upset about it because he's another player I didn't expect to play all 17 games. And I do think we have a great offensive line coach who, in Haley, can really do good. You can move, if you wanted to, you can move Graham Glasgow, who's been struggling at left guard anyways, to center. They already got centers who they've kept on this roster. And I think with a specific game plan, at least for one game, the Lions could hold it down. Now, is it bad for the offensive line? Yeah, it's a downgrade, 110%. There's no doubt about it. But I think for a game, the Lions can handle it. And it's the same type of situation for Marcus Davenport, right? We don't have to make a move today. It's not a situation where I feel like you got to do a move right now, right? Because we got the players, I think, to hold the fort down for, even for his situation, a couple of games if they wanted to make a move before the trade deadline. I'm not worried about it so much right now, but it is a situation that we don't want it to linger, at least for Frank Ragnow. And for the rest of the players, because there's a lot of injuries here, folks, a ton. Derrick Barnes is going to be out for some time. This is a situation where he could be out for a couple weeks, and that sucks. It really sucks for the Lions. But again, we'll have Alex Anzalone back. Jack Campbell's here. Malcolm Rodriguez stepped up. So if we're going to have injuries, in all honesty, Derrick Barnes or to the linebacking core, I guess we can handle it again without another week. Marcus Davenport's IR, we know about this. Brian Branch has got a concussion. Now we're starting to get into a situation here where Brian Branch is a really good player. Hopefully he can go through concussion protocol and play Monday night. He's going to have that extra day, and that's huge. Alim McNeill, he's day-to-day. Again, the Lions, I think, could handle the interior defensive line for a game or two. And Alim McNeill, since it's day-to-day, I'm not freaking out about it. Sam Laporta got a ankle that he's dealing with, questionable, and Frank Ragnow we talked about. Just the injuries are here, and they are real. And while you hear about it, again, let me know your thoughts. What is your concern level, 1 through 10 for the Lions' injuries? 1 being you're not concerned, 10 being you are really concerned. When I'm going to the injury level, I'm at a 5 right now because a lot of this stuff, in my opinion, the Lions had a longer season than most teams, and if you're looking right now to the teams that are injured, it's a lot of the playoff teams. A lot of the teams that played more games. San Francisco's injured. The Lions are injured. A lot of injuries right there. And Kansas City, they've had some injuries, but they got Patrick Mahomes. So it's just one of those things. But we have great depth, and I think the Lions can hold it down for the short term. Now, if it ends up being long-term injuries, that's where I'm more concerned about anything. But right now, I'm at a 5, and I do think the Lions should make a move at some point to get a pass rusher. Let's get to these power rankings right now. So Sports Illustrated, actually, the Lions went from 3 to 4, so they're 4th ranked on there. Not bad. This is the spot where I think they should be. CBS Sports HQ, Pete Prisco went from 11 to 10. Pete Prisco is a little bit quirky when his power rankings, to say the least. I expect, especially if the Lions win on Monday Night Football, to go up there because we got to face the Cowboys after the bye week, who the Cowboys don't look that very good. See, isn't it crazy how teams you expect to play really well sometimes don't, and then vice versa? So that'll change. The Athletic got the Lions going to, I think they went from 4 to 3. ESPN stayed at 5, is 5 to 5. Yahoo Sports went 4 to 3, and USA Today went 4 to 4. So, again, the outliers, Pete Prisco and CBS Sports, HQ. The rest I'm perfectly fine with. That is generally speaking where I would have them to be at. Between in the top 5 area, whatever you want to put first or second. Again, I still think that the 49ers are a good team, even though they're 1 and 2. They had a situation last year where they lost 3 games straight. They're banged up. I think they'll recover. There's teams out there that are 3 and 0 that you're like, at some point they're going to drop a game or two, right? You look at the past weekend, you had the Panthers winning, you had the Giants winning. The parity in the NFL is fairly high, so I still think the Lions are a very good team, even though they took that L to the Buccaneers, who just got blasted by the Denver Broncos, who, again, aren't a good team. This is the NFL, but we got a big game on Monday Night Football. We have a huge game on Monday Night Football, and the Lions got to go into that game and win it. Go into the bye week. And I tell you what, I didn't like the bye week before the schedule, but I got to say, I love the bye week now. Let me know your thoughts on the bye week right now. One word reaction to the bye week that we're having it in week 5. Mine is yes. I started before the season saying no, now it's yes. Give me your one reaction to the bye week. Article came out today from Pride of Detroit. Should the Detroit Lions, or would a trade for Trey Hendrickson, the pass rusher for the Cincinnati Bengals, who are 0-3, make sense for the Lions? And they're talking about what it would take to potentially get him. Look, I am all in favor at this point of getting a Trey Hendrickson. I'm in favor of the Lions making a move for maybe they get a Josh Allen pass rusher, right? I'm in favor of a move for Hassan Reddick. I'm in favor of a move for a pass rusher before the NFL trade deadline. I am 110% in favor. This defensive line has been playing outstanding, and the defense is what's helping us win games. Those are the two factors of why we're 2-1 right now. Okay, the defense is the one that's helping the offense out. We have a more balanced team defensively. We need to get a pass rusher and make this continue to be the same thing throughout the season, because we did lose a nice piece. In it's going to hurt the Lions' depth. We need that back on this team. We need to get a name on this team. We got 7 draft picks right now. We haven't been using James Houston. What if we want to send maybe a 3rd-round pick and James Houston for Hendrickson? Or you want to throw a 5th-round pick, James Houston, for Hassan Reddick? Instantly, the defensive line is going to be significantly better. Instantly. That is something that the Lions must look forward to before the NFL trade deadline. I think that's important. I know we got players, but Pascal hasn't showed up yet. James Houston has issues in the run defense, in the run game. Derrick Barnes, who does pass rush, is out for a period of time. The Lions should make a move, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Should the Lions make a trade? Why for yes and for no? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. With that said, adios.